Girls of Police Squad, Detective Frank Drebin is the world's greatest crime solver and top-notch ladies' man. Welcome everyone, I am your host Sarah. I'm here to bring you another review, and this time we're going out on a mission in the latest sequel in the classic comedy franchise, The Naked Gun. But before we get started, please give us a like, share and subscribe to the channel as we do weekly reviews and breakdowns as well as tons of other film related content for you to enjoy. Now get your forensic kits ready, it's time to investigate. Just like out of our entry this week, we will be combining the review and the breakdown in one singular video, probably just for this week, but again don't worry, we'll alert you before we drop any spoilers. Anyway, so if you're familiar with the other films and their style of humour, this one slides right in like a pair of comfy old shoes. The cast, while pretty much all being new to this series, are almost clones of the original counterparts, and play off each other like a great day at improv class. Throwback jokes as well as topical humour are abundant, and they hit each trope with an accuracy that only the descendant of the great Frank Drebin could do. Or as Frank Jr. puts it, nothing is unusual except in this city. Usual is unusual, usually. Speaking of the cast though, everyone in this film comes from a serious dramatic acting background, which they definitely bring all that skill to their current role, making the humour almost feel unintentional, and that's what really makes it all work. Sure, much of it is childish, the kind of stuff you'd laugh at if you were 6 years old, but it somehow reaches deep inside of you and brings that inner kid out, and you can't help but smile or giggle. The banter is witty without the obvious pauses that comedians often go for, and for a film that's only a little over an hour long, there's never a moment where I felt bored or wondering when the film would end. Spoiler alert, skip to the timestamp on the screen to see our rating if you don't want it to be spoiled. Right. Let's get started. Right off the bat, the most hilarious thing is that the bad guys, led by the ever so talented Kevin Durand, steal a piece of tech called PLOT device, plot device, which is totally in keeping with the meta-style parody humour this film wraps itself up in. And as much as the little girl skipping into the bank and then revealing herself to be Frank Jr. was what made me want to go and see this film, I kind of wish it hadn't been spoiled, because it is the opening scene of the film and so it wasn't quite the surprise it could have been. But I love that Junior is able to kill just using his finger guns. I mean, the humour is totally in line with the previous films, as if they never missed a beat even in the 30 plus years since the last one came out. Of course the villain is basically Elon Musk, another set of shots fired at the right-wing entrepreneur with lines like "electric cars, huh?" I remember the days when the only thing electric were eels, chairs and Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago. I died laughing at the conversation about the Black Eyed Peas, where sinister mastermind Richard Kane talks about his private club like he's Donald Trump Jr. And then later on, a Tesla stand-in electric car being responsible for the largest prison break out. It's just a cherry on the top. Says here you served 20 years for man's laughter? Ha! Gold. He then proceeds to torture a suspect by showing him videos of himself eating chili dogs and having indigestion. And somehow this results in figuring out the first major clue. The bank robbery at the beginning and the release of the new cyber station wagon that kills people, they are connected. We also learn what PLOT stands for. The Primordial Law of Toughness device, which basically reduces the brain to animalistic behaviour when activated, and they plan on setting these off in supermarkets across the world. And their most devious part of the plan? They hired Weird Al Yankovic to play on all the screens in these locations to keep onlookers entertained. Welcome to Project Inferno. Oh, one of my first lady crushes, as she's so beautiful, Pamela Anderson. She also knocks it out of the park as the pseudo-basic instinct killer, novelist and love interest to Frank Jr. Like a babysitter with 3 babysitting jobs, I didn't need another babysitting job. Jesus, these lines. When Kane hands her a glass of champagne from Bill Cosby's private estate, I just laughed out loud. It's like the greatest SNL skit, but with a higher production budget. She then proceeds to hit the stage and deliver a live bopping scat performance, and my face was frozen in the perpetual grin. Suffice it to say, the film just kept surprising me with how random it could get. Now, for those of you interested in the plot, however, Frank Jr. recovers some security footage which links Kane to a wider conspiracy involving government officials. So, of course, he sends a couple of his goons to take Frank out. But you can't stop the world's greatest detective. Though romance between Frank Jr. and Miss Spaghetti heats up, and they even do some black magic to bring a snowman to life before eating him, which turns him murderous, and he empties all of Frank's asthma inhalers, then chases after him with a gun. That is until Miss Getty decapitates him with a heated samurai sword, because why not? Sounds like a great film. After his fun getaway weekend, Frank goes back to investigate the case and finds his witness has been murdered, and then frames himself for the crime. He escapes the scene by jumping into his self-driving Teflon, and it gets remote piloted by, who'd have guessed it, the evil billionaire Kane, who plans to drive him across the US coast to coast. Frank breaks a window, and just before he can jump out, a brand new bulletproof window gets thrown on by some glass delivery man. So he's forced to just simply open the door and jump out that way. But oh no, Frank gets a call from his partner, who informs him that the police squad has been shut down. So Frank, of course, goes to see his new squeeze, and here he gets the next clue. Apparently her brother works for Kane and is the one who invented the plot device, but its real purpose was to calm people. After finding out that Miss Getty accidentally erased all his Buffy episodes on his TiVo, he unplugs it and heads to his next objective. Using a knockout gas, he kidnaps Gustave's son, Kevin Durant's character, and pulls a Mission Impossible by faking that he's been in a hospital for 3 days and that they've already arrested Kane and foiled the whole plot. Through a very unusual interrogation technique involving a fake farting Instagram influencer fantasy, Gust spills the rest of the beans, and so now, confession in hand, Frank Jr. has exactly what he needs to take down Kane. But wait, double cross. Because Frank bent the rules a bit, Internal Affairs has been investigating him, and now he's under arrest for using less than legal means to coerce a confession. But wait, there's a double cross. Frank Jr. knew about IA investigating him and sent them up to be arrested for invading his personal bubble. Well said. With all that behind him, time to take down Kane. Here we get a big callback to the old Van Damme film, Sudden Death, or alternatively Lethal Weapon 3, where they gotta confront the bad guy at a big sporting event. Miss Getty is also here, on her own mission of revenge, and tries to shoot Kane. But he's already removed all the bullets, somehow. From all of her guns, including the 3 pistols, the shotgun, and the bazooka she hid on herself. Frank Jr. meanwhile is trying to defuse a bomb inside a chandelier when he gets depantsed, leaving little to the imagination below his waist. The announcer for UFC even describes it as a loaf of unbaked bread with an afro. He then engages in a fight with several people, knocking them all out before pulling up his pants and wishing everyone a great night. With the plot device in hand, he tries to bring it back to headquarters when he gets cornered by Kane, who uses a remote control to set it off ahead of the timer. Suddenly, they are stormed by drunk rampaging idiots, and it's like a WWE SmackDown event, and where the entire audience gets involved, picking up chairs and smashing them over each other's head, dropping elbow bombs and suplexes all around. Utter chaos. Kane uses this to escape on his electric motorcycle with his crew, except his is the only one charged, so they kind of get stuck. Frank takes on several of the crowd by dual-wielding 2 Berettas, except he never fires a shot, just throws a clip at them and delivers some solid nut punches. He then spots a Jeep, a man's vehicle, only to be disappointed that it doesn't auto-drive like his Teflon did, when suddenly his Harry Potter owl shows up to save the day, and he grabs its feet and it carries him off after the bad guys. This is a chaotic movie, I love it. Tugging on its tail feathers, it forces the bird to launch bird poop grenades, splashing on Kane's helmet visor, causing him to crash. Frank then suddenly transforms into Dave Bautista and delivers a huge monologue, while Liam Neeson takes a quick bathroom break. Frank, as Neeson again, gets into a martial arts fighting stance and the two get ready to throw down, and Frank kicks him in the gut and the fight is over. Billionaires don't fight, but they do have Iron Man gadgets, and so he activates his rocket-powered gauntlets and begins to take off, flying up and into a street light, knocking himself out. Richard Kane, you are under arrest. The day is saved. Miss Getty runs into Frank's arms, but she's not done yet. She pulls a dirty Harry cannon out of her purse and aims it at Kane's melon. Frank talks her down though, in a roundabout kind of way, and instead Miss Getty retrieves the plot device and shuts it off, turning everyone into huggers as Enya's Only Time Begins plays from somewhere? We don't know. So wow, that was certainly something. I felt like I was 12 years old all over again, laughing at these incredibly dumb jokes, but honestly, I had a great time, from start to finish. The film delivered exactly what I thought it would, and so I award the film an 8 out of 10. Maybe it was the perfect length, but it left me feeling like I wanted some more, which I guess is a good thing if they plan on making any more sequels. But what did you think? Were you a fan of the original trilogy? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. I've been your host Sarah. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with all our latest releases. Thank you for being here with me today, and I hope you truly have an amazing day. Take care and goodbye.